Hi, I'm Jeremy Monroe. I'm General Manager for Wargaming America, and we're here at E3. We're talking about World of Warplanes. It's Wargaming's next game in its War series. It's a big piece of our evolution, our growth, and our presence here at E3. We just announced the closed beta back on the 31st, and with that, we're really happy to announce that there's going to be the 3 core nations that you saw in World of Tanks. So you're going to see the Americans, you're going to see the Germans and the Russians. We're happy to announce that there's going to be almost 60 planes in the closed beta. We're going to cover 3 primary classes and then 1 subclass. So the primary classes are light fighters, heavy fighters, and ground assault. And then subclass is something new to our products. And in closed beta, we're going to talk specifically about the North American subclass, and that's carrier fighters. So a smaller, very nimble attack fighter type subclass that has some machine guns and also has the ability to carry a few bombs. Also with closed beta, we're looking at introducing 4 maps. Those of you who are familiar with World of Tanks, familiar with the fact that we like to put out a lot of maps. We want to do the same here for World of Warplanes, but the map creation process is significantly different. The maps in tanks, the terrain is very critical to the strategy, to how you progress and fight in the battle. But for planes, the pace of it obviously is a big contributing factor. Tanks are a lot slower, kind of medium paced. Planes, much faster paced, lots of action. One critical piece about the maps is that we've actually lowered the ceiling a little bit for gameplay. We want to bring the action down closer to the ground so that the ground actually does become a strategic factor. So for those pilots who are really strong, they want to use canyons or buildings or maybe even trees to help outmaneuver people or maybe even crash people. They can do that. So we've lowered the ceiling. We want the action to be a little bit closer to the ground. It also adds to the feel. And to the scenery, of course. I mean, the sky, it can be fantastically beautiful, but just sky all the time, we wanted to make sure that we mixed it up. So 4 maps to start. I already mentioned the core nations, and what you're going to see quite a few other evolutions. So obviously what we want to do is we want to bring in a lot of what we did well in World of Tanks. So you're going to see a lot of familiar layout, the way the tech trees look, the way you progress through them, the way you unlock new equipment or even unlock the next tier of warplane. That all is familiar. One of the things that we are spending a lot of time going back and doing and making sure that it's introduced with World of Warplanes, but also going back and fixing it in World of Tanks, is the new user experience. So the learning curve in both games can be high depending on your familiarity with piloting a plane or playing other aerial combat type games. But we want to make sure that we give the tools to the gamers to get a good competitive start, get comfortable with the planes, get comfortable with the maps. We're also, for the first time, introducing PvE content. So you'll see strategic ground targets. And we do that for 2 reasons. One, we want to mix it up. We want you to feel like, again, it's authentic to the era. It's authentic to fighting in those planes. The dogfighting is the cool, sexy part, but maybe you're not quite ready for that, or maybe that's something that you want to contribute to the team, but you're not quite sure that dogfighting is right for you yet. So you're going to contribute by going around and taking out some of the ground targets, and they can be carriers on the water. They can be strategic, let's say, oil depots or headquarters, or in some cases even anti-aircraft guns that do shoot back. And so those are some other strategic components that players are going to have to factor when playing World of Warplanes, and that's different than tanks. And that's a huge progression for us.